Hi everyone. So I hope you're all doing well as we are today on the threshold of a new year and a new decade. I'm Barbara Dahm, and I want to share with you a little bit of what I see as I look back on the decade that's passed and as I look forward to the decade ahead. Of course, I'm not going to talk to you about all the things in my personal life where I'm living and all that, although I could tell you a lot about that too. But I know that you're interested more in the realm of my career as a clinician who treats people who stutter. So I want to talk in that realm. And when I look back first I'll look back, and then we'll look forward. When I look back to the past decade, where was I 10 years ago? Well, 10 years ago, I was just really changing over from doing intensive therapy programs to more one-on-one therapy. And I also had started working online. It was the early years. Things were not so comfortable as they are now, but I was doing some online therapy even 10 years ago. And it has been a wonderful year of doing online therapy. As the decade progressed, I gave up my mortar and brick clinic and am just working online now. But I had a dream as the decade was beginning, and that was to get out to more and more people what I had discovered about stuttering. And this really was important to me because what I was saying was different and it was working in the clinic. And I saw that the perspective of looking at stuttering as a speech problem, as a problem in the forward flow of speech, as a problem in the rhythm of speech or the rate of speaking, I just saw that this wasn't really right. So I started to look at it as a system issue. And once you start looking at stuttering as a system issue, then it all makes so much sense. How can we treat stuttering if we don't look at the system? It would be like trying to repair a car if you if you don't know how the system of automotives works. You wouldn't know what to do. Even if you saw something that was wrong, you'd say, oh, well, I see all of the people who can't drive their car, this is wrong, or that's wrong, or there are a few different things, so we'll work only on this and work only on that. It doesn't work that way. You have to understand what the normal system is like. And then, no matter what happens within, you know where you're going and you can find ways to make changes and to solve problems. Same thing a cardiologist would do. If you're going to try and fix problems of the heart and the whole system, you have to understand how the normal system works. And then you find problems and you try to solve them so that you can get the system to be working as normal as it possibly can. So I realized that this is important for people who stutter. And you have to look at it as a system problem. So as the decade progressed, I wanted to get this out. I wanted to find a platform that would show this to people. More and more people could take advantage. I wrote a workbook. That was in the decade previously. And in this decade, I wanted to have maybe an app or something that I could get out there and everybody could take advantage of this really successful way of treating stuttering. Well, the app idea didn't really work too well. Unfortunately, I didn't have the technological expertise to be able to do that, nor did I have a university behind me because I'm a clinician, a private clinician. I didn't have the wherewithal to get it going. So I decided I would do an online course. I started this in the beginning of the last decade, and I made one, and it wasn't really what I wanted. And then I worked at learning how to make online courses, and I put in hours and hours, but didn't get over the finish line until just this past year in January, where I had loads of personal issues in my life and not really good conditions. I decided this is going to be the year. I'm getting it out there. And I did. And I'm so thankful that I did. And for me, that was really my achievement of the decade. Actually, it's the topping of my whole career as a speech therapist. And I am so, so happy that I have it, because now as I look ahead to the decade that's coming, I know that probably in the next 10 years, I will not be working with people who stutter. I hope that I'm here to talk to you at all, but whatever. I, I know that at my age that my career is winding down, and I might not be in a position to continue to be working when the next decade arrives. So I want this year to find ways to get this course out and to help people to see that there is a way. There is definitely a way. If you stutter and you think there's no hope and that you cannot make the changes that are necessary to speak naturally, I want my message to get out to you. And that's what I'm going to be working at during the next decade. I might refine my course as the years go on, and I will definitely be offering it probably in the spring, hopefully the early spring. I'll be offering it again. But for right now, I am just happy, looking forward to the new year, looking forward to continuing, at least for some years, with people who stutter. It is the greatest joy to see people really blossom and to see them be able to express themselves. That is so wonderful. So I want to wish all of you a really happy new year, happy decade ahead, and may it bring peace, good feelings, and lots of good communication on all levels between all of us. Happy New Year.